Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
Getting another shot of winter for this weekend across parts of the Midwest and the Northeast. There we go. And it's going to be a messy one. Taking live looks at Chicago and St. Louis, where freezing drizzles in the forecast today. And if that's not enough to make you want to stay inside, look at those feels like temperatures in the teens in St. Louis. It feels like single digits in Chicago. Are you guys any strangers to this cold weather? Absolutely not. Do you know how to deal with it? Of course you do. But is it still a great, wonderful weekend to stay inside, do some deep cleaning, hang out with me on the Weather Channel? It is. So let's talk about what you can expect. We've got, we've got a screen over here. We've got temperatures in the teens, 14 in Fargo, 32 in Rapid City, but that's not telling the entire story. You do have that possibility for it feeling much, much colder when you're in the wind. So if you can block the wind, it might be okay, but it's the wind that's really going to make a huge difference. Winter weather advisory in effect across a large portion of Missouri, Illinois, up into portions of northern Indiana as well. And that is going to be for once we get that freezing drizzle to start. So watch what happens. We've got this nose of moisture that lifts northward, and then eventually as we get this to mix in with enough cold air where you see that pink, well, that's freezing rain. That's going to be our freezing drizzle. That's going to cause the ice issues, and that is what's prompting our winter weather advisory. All of this associated with a frontal system that's going to continue pushing south and eastward. So this is going to fill in across the Ohio River Valley, eventually into the mid-Atlantic, across the southeast as well. So for a place like Chicago, you see it here. It's going to start to get kind of messy as we head through the afternoon. If you have anything you need to do in Chicago, I would suggest doing it early on. I know it's really cold out there right now, but it's going to stay cold all day, and you'd probably preferably be out and about getting anything that you need to get done, not with freezing rain and just with the cold. You see that freezing rain building into Naperville, Hammond, Gary included in that as well. Waukegan, you guys are going to have some freezing rain, some wintry mix, some snow. Eventually, the forecast for Chicago has us switching over to all rain, and that's the good news. But I will say, with the temperatures remaining so cold, some of those untreated areas and some of those overpasses, they could refreeze. Some of the sidewalks could refreeze, so be really careful. Grand Rapids, you can see it's mainly later this evening and overnight tonight that you start to see that wintry weather building in. Dr. Postel, this whole system is going to be making its way south and east as we head through the next couple days.
Yeah, it will.
It's certainly a mess, and rounds of severe storms are marching across the south. Tornadic storms pushing through the southern part of the Lone Star State Saturday. Now, this is in Liberty, Texas, just 45 minutes west of Beaumont. Last night's storms causing flash flooding in the area and reports of minor damage. Definitely not what you want to be dealing with through the middle of the night. We knew there was going to be some severe weather, and it kind of all really panned out that way. You had damaging winds, you had tornadoes being spotted, and right now we're not done with that risk for some severe weather throughout the day today either. You've got a band of lightning just absolutely marching through Louisiana, across the Mississippi River there into portions of Mississippi. Jackson, good morning, Jackson. I hope you weren't planning on sleeping in too late this morning, because you're getting rocked by Mother Nature's alarm clock at this point. You can see here, I think maybe some of our sensors are off, because I highly doubt that the sun is shining in Greenville, but 65 does seem pretty accurate. New Orleans, you might have a little sun poking through the clouds, sitting at 69, but look at this temperature in Mobile right now, 64 degrees, kicking off your morning. That's warmer than you would typically be this time of year for your afternoon highs. Now, this is why we're expecting severe weather to continue to pop off as we head through your afternoon. We've got plenty of instability in the atmosphere, a lot of energy for these storms to work with as they continue moving eastward. You can see the general trajectory kind of south to north and then lining up ahead of that frontal boundary as it's pushing through. All of those things coming together, the moisture that's lifting off the Gulf of Mexico, the warmth that we've got in place, and the cold front moving through, guys, it's going to be a problematic Sunday. We've got that risk for severe storms. Everywhere shaded in red has that risk, but especially the darker red, places like Hattiesburg through Montgomery, you're included in that. Baton Rouge, also maybe some severe storms for you. Damaging wind gusts, hail, and we cannot rule out an isolated tornado. You'll notice that we have torcons today of 2 to 3. Now, that is on the scale of 10, so that is an isolated tornado chance, but even one is one too many. that you don't want to deal with in, say, Hattiesburg or Jackson. So do be weather aware today. Make sure you have some way to get those weather alerts. So let's take a look at what happens as we move through your Sunday. You'll notice we've got storms that are blasting through kind of as that frontal boundary pushes eastward. Some of those storms are going to be packing a punch, especially as we head through the afternoon and the evening. Mobile, Pensacola, Tallahassee, eventually it's making it to you. So definitely one of those Sundays, Dr. Postel, where if you need to stay in, maybe do some deep cleaning of the house, it's probably a good idea across the South.